Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and in this session we are going to deep dive into a Red 6 in vSAN, also known as Azure coding with dual parity. So if you want basically maximum data protection in your vSAN cluster while still saving the storage compared to traditional mirroring, this is one of the most important concept to understand. So by end of this video you will clearly understand how Red 6 works in vSAN, what Azure coding actually does in behind the scene, and how data and parity components are distributed, step by step lab setup and configuration. And also we are going to discuss about the real world use cases. So if you see here, we got our four data and two parity. So this is what Red 6 is going to do. So if you implement Red 6 total, you are going to have a four component for the each object, and out of four, there are four are going to be a data and two are going to be parity, and it is going to tolerate basically two failures. So let me show you this in action. So if you see this machine, virtual machine, I have applied red 6 policy on this machine. So you can see the component, we got total 6 component, and this is working on red 6, and this VM home is also on red 6. So this virtual machine is basically on red 6 policy. So now let's do this step by step. So start with the very basic question. So the basic question starts with what is red 6 in vSAN. So Red 6 is in vSAN implemented using Azure coding similar to Red 5, but it has a higher fault tolerance. Basically, in Red 6, data is split into multiple blocks. Two parity blocks are going to be created, and both data and parity are distributed across multiple hosts. So this design allows system to tolerate up to two host failure, and which can be referred as a fault failure to tolerate or FTT equal to 2. So now how Red 6 Azure coding works basically. So let's understand this with a simple breakdown. When a virtual machine writes data, the data is divided into four data blocks, and then two parity blocks are generated. So in total we have six component basically for one object. Maybe it could be a hard disk of virtual machine. So we will have total six component. These six component are distributed across six hosts, different hosts. Now what happen during the failure? If one host fail, there is no problem. If two hosts fail, still there is no data loss, because of parity information is used to reconstruct the missing data on other hosts. So this is the biggest strength of Red 5 dual failure protection. So we are going to see this in demo, where we are going to have a virtual machine data with six component. So now let's understand what is a quick comparison between Red 5, Red 6 and Red 1. So Red 1 is basically a mirroring 2x storage, and FTT is one, fault failure to tolerate one, minimum requirement is two hosts. Red 5 uses the Azure coding, and it's around 1.33x storage uses, and failure to tolerate is one, minimum host is required 4. And Red 6 Azure coding around 1.5x storage uses. It going to do on your storage side, and but it give you benefit, which is a failure to tolerate 2, and minimum host requirement is 6. So Red 6 is provides high level of protection, better storage efficiency compared to Red 1. This makes very powerful option in enterprise environment. So now these are the requirement to implement Red 6 in vSAN. So before implementing Red 6 in vSAN, make sure your environment meets all the requirements. So minimum host 6 ESXi hosts in your cluster. So vSAN cluster must be enabled, and all hosts must contribute storage, and proper networking, ideal 10 Gbps for the storage traffic, and enough capacity disk, and storage policy based on management enabled, And if you don't have at least 6 hosts, red 6 option will not going to appear in your basically while you create a policy. So this is the architectural understanding about the red 6. So in red 6, objects are divided into four data component and two parity components. So these are distributed across six different hosts or a fault domains. So this ensures no single point of failure for your data, high availability and protection even during the multiple failures, which is two. So let's talk about the real world example. So imagine a large organization running a backup infrastructure, data archival system, compliance storage, or a large file repository. So these workload need high data protection, larger storage capacity, and cost efficiency. So now compare options like red 1 is going to be a double the storage cost, red 5 only one failure protection, and red 6 best balance basically. So red 6 allows you to tolerance for two failure, lower cost than mirroring, and good efficiency. So red 6 is a ideal for critical but not a ultra performance workload basically. So let's quickly discuss about limitation and advantage. So higher on the limitation side, higher write overhead due to dual parity, slightly increase the latency also compared to red 5, and require minimum 6 hosts. Rebuild time can be longer than red 5, and not ideal for very high IOPS workload like heavy database and all. And advantage can tolerate two host failure and better storage efficiency than red 1, and high availability and strong data protection, reduce overall storage cost. So now this is the lab environment which we are going for this session. So this is the same lab environment where I have implemented in last video red 5. So we got total 6 ESXi hosts deployed, which is the minimum requirement for red 6, and each host has 48 gig of RAM. vCenter appliance is configured. Then I got my Active Directory and DNS setup also running. So all these ESXi hosts are part of my vSAN cluster which we have created in last video. So so basically in this cluster, if you see, DRS is enabled, HA is enabled, and all hosts are connected to HA. And then if I go here, in last video we enabled our vSAN on this cluster, and then we enabled basically performance also. And now if I go to disk management, you should be able to see all my ESXi host having 5 disks. Out of 5 disks, we got 6 disks for basically for our caching, and then a 24 disk on 4 disk on each host on for the capacity. So let me show you one of the my ESXi host. So all my ESXi host having basically one disk for operating system, one for cache, and 400 gig drive for the capacity. And then we got dedicated two dedicated network configured for our vSAN traffic. So this is how my ESXi is configured, and in the last video we created our policy which was for red 5. So now in this video I'm going to create a red 6 policy. So before that, let's talk about a step-by-step implementation. So log into vCenter and then go and configure the vSAN, makes vSAN enable and disk group configured. So in last video we did this. Verify host and storage. So we can go here on monitor. So since this is vSAN enabled, so I can go here and Skyline health, and I can see my cluster vSAN cluster health is 94%. And if I go basically to, let's say, to capacity, I should be able to see my capacity also. So this is my capacity, approx 9 terabyte space, and out of which 15 terabyte is user, which is my basically machine for one of the virtual machine VM01 and VM home object, and then approx 150 gig is used by system. So this is how my system is designed and utilizing as of now. And now create a storage policy for RAID 6. So since we require minimum 6 hosts to create a RAID 6, so let's try. We have a 6 node here in this cluster. If I show you, so 51 to 56, we got 6 hosts. Now I'll go here and go to policy and profiles, and from the VM storage policy, I'll go and click on create. And now let me call this policy RAID 6 hyphen policy. Click next, and then this is going to be enabled for vSAN storage. Click next, and now I'm going to, from here you should be able to see we got this option is visible, which is two failures RAID 6 erase coding. So I'll go ahead and select this, and now on the storage rules we need to click here all flash. So and this is all flash is required for this. So now this is good. I'll go ahead and click next, and now click next, and then we got our policy configured. So all flash, thin provision, and RAID 6 Azure coding. So just click on finish. So now this will create our policy. So here is my policy, and you can see here VM compliance is 0. So now I'll go ahead and see my virtual machine. So this is my virtual machine. So if I show you, go to monitor and go to vSAN and select the basically virtual displacement. So you should be able to see currently we have a RAID 1 configured for this, and this is the status. So we got 2 component and 1 witness for hard disk, and same thing for VM home also. So VM home is distributed here, and hard disk is distributed across these hosts. So this is what is configured now. Now I'll go ahead and change the VM policy and edit the VM storage policy, and now I'll go ahead and select basically RAID 6 policy which we have just created. So click on apply, and now this policy apply will take some time. Once this policy is applied, we should be able to see basically 6 component here as per our design. So we will have total four data component and 2 parity components, so distributed across 6 hosts or fault domains. So let me go here and verify. So let me just refresh this and go to physical displacement. So now we should have a basically 6 you can see here RAID 6 is enabled, and if you see the component is distributed across all 6 ESXi hosts coming from 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So we got total 6 component as per our RAID policy, and now this can survive 2 host failure in our infrastructure as per RAID 6 design. So we have verified the object distribution also. So now we have a 6 objects. So let's verify from the virtual object also. So now I'll go here on the cluster basically, and then I'll go to monitor and go to vSAN basically here a virtual object, and then from virtual object if I select this virtual machine and see the view placement details, so you should be able to see basically 6 component, same what we have seen there on the virtual machine. So if I expand this, you should be able to see RAID 6 is configured and deployed. So this is how you can basically create a RAID 6 on vSAN, and how you can basically have RAID 6 implemented successfully. So basically this confirms we are able to see the 6 component here, and which is going to be 2 data and 4 data and 2 parity distributed across all multiple hosts, which is in our case 6 hosts. So this confirms the RAID 6 is successfully configured and active. So thank you for watching. So in this video we have covered RAID 6 uses Azure coding with the dual parity. It's provide protection against the two host failure, require minimum 6 hosts. This is very important. Offers better storage efficiency than RAID 1, and ideal for enterprise workload needing the strong protection, not the best performance. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me in my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.